Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This reading is going to be for the sign of Gemini. Look at that, Empress card is showing up there at the bottom of the deck. Could be you, Gems, could be someone you're connecting with, could be talking about literal or metaphoric creativity, fertility. Two of Wands, making choices or decisions here. So this is going to be your 2021 year ahead reading. I'm finally catching up on the channel. So let's see, what are the messages for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? As always, if the reading resonates, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'm using the Cosmic Tarot for this reading, and we'll get a couple of Oracle cards at the end. Could be dealing with a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or someone who has those energies prominently in their chart, or that may be you. Okay. Oh, I guess you can't see that, huh? Feel like you're trying to get clarity the first couple months of this year. Could be disconnecting, I feel like, from a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, possibly. Let me move it. Why do I always do that? It's like I always am a little bit off center. All right, here we go. It's a little better. Okay. All right, Gemini, and your overall energy for the year, Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling a strong birthing energy around a lot of you, which is energy that we've been picked up for y'all for a large part of 2020. And I actually do know a Gemini or two who's expecting. So, okay. There's a real need for you here. Just quickly talking about the Four of Swords. I just feel like Gemini's, like the very first card coming out, okay, is the High Priestess in reverse. And like my very first inclination was that you're trying to get clarity, but it almost feels like you're ignoring your intuition. You know, so many reasons that could happen. Maybe you have, you know, a lot of outside sort of opinions and noise, in which case, you know, try as best as you can to sort of block that out and get in touch with your internal voice. Could be that you mistrust your intuition. A lot of people suffer from that as well, for many different reasons. Okay, so that could just be something that you're working through, but just something to pay attention here. And we will also clarify some of these cards, especially the reversals. Okay, so again, in January, you have the High Priestess reverse. I'm feeling a very strong, like, you may even feel like a little bit imbalanced, okay? And again, that could be for a number of reasons, but I feel like, you know, Geminis, you are ruled by Mercury, you are ruled by the mind space, your thoughts, right? And so I feel like this is about, I'm just seeing like, you see these like waves here, that's how I'm sort of like seeing your mind, and it sort of feels, you know, very kind of chaotic and confused. And again, I feel like the challenge for you here, especially for the first 2 months, it does seem like you get there eventually. The first 2 months, if not few months of the year. Okay, some of you, everyone, we all work through energies at different paces. But the challenge for you, again, is to sort of like really get that grounding and get that clarity. However it may be for you. For some of you, this may actually be about, you know, really connecting with your heart space, opening up to your heart space. You know, how does your heart feel? what are your sort of emotions telling you, perhaps. And you might really connect with the element of water. So obviously making sure that you're drinking enough water, but maybe even spending time near water, perhaps, you know, some type of vacation. That Four of Swords can sort of talk about, you know, taking a rest, taking a vacation as well. You know, doing cleansing baths, of course. Maybe even doing some sort of water, you know, rituals, okay? I do also feel like, again, you could be disconnecting from a water sign, a Pisces, a Cancer, or a Scorpio. And we see those energies actually reflecting across the reading, okay? In February, you have the Seven of Cups, so more water energy here. I do like seeing the Seven of Cups reversed because Seven of Cups, again, speaks to sort of that confusion, lack of clarity. Perhaps, you know, oftentimes I get the phrase, the fallacy of choice with this card, right? That sometimes if you have an overwhelming number of options, it's very hard to choose. So again, I feel like you get there, right? For some of you, this might even require perhaps like seeking outside guidance, like counseling, like getting a reading, for instance, but something again, or going to someone who can sort of help you, you know, work through. For some of you, this is about, you know, sort of emotional issues, maybe even things that like you've sort of suppressed from your past. Others of you, you know, it could be sort of like mental health kind of related things. And again, you might be sort of seeking counseling or professional advice here in the first couple of months, okay? In March, you have the Eight of Pentacles. So I feel like things start to, I just heard the word wrap up. You know, I feel like this is related to, you know, whatever it is you sort of maybe trying to work through here in the first couple of months of the year. But I feel like by March, you sort of start to really get your footing, right? That grounding that appeared to be lacking, especially earlier on in the year, really starts to come in together, okay? I did also just hear the words full circle. So that really does feel like it's tied to kind of a situation or a person. For some of you, this could be talking about work as well, and maybe some sort of accomplishment in terms of work, achieving some sort of milestone or goal here. Notice too that, you know, it could be related to sort of that Ace of Pentacles card as well, because again, I'm just getting this feeling of like, if this is not talking about, which I do feel like it is, but so for a lot of you, I feel like this is talking about just like sort of your overall stability and grounding. And I feel like there might be something new being added to the mix. Again, for some of you, it could be a person. And again, this is happening like around March, okay? That sort of, it's almost like it adds to some sense of stability or something it is that you're growing, right? Like again, like a business or like a family kind of dynamic. In April, you have the Two of Pentacles reverse. So for some reason, okay, like even though, again, it's like you struggle with getting clarity, right? And whenever we don't have clarity, right? Whenever we have sort of confused thoughts or cloudiness in the mind, it can, you know, prohibit us from making decisions, or we can sort of be indecisive, or we can sort of flip-flop. And I'm getting that energy here that it's like, you know, and I almost want to use the word self-sabotage, right? And keep in mind too that this could be you, this could be someone that you're connected with. There's a lot of earth energy right in this part of the reading, right? So Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo energy, and notice that you have an Four of Pentacles at the end of the reading. So it's almost like someone is struggling to decide. It's almost like they're struggling to decide, like, do they want the Ten of Pentacles, right? Almost like there's a battle between Nine of Pentacles, right? Which is like sort of a single state of being, and Ten of Pentacles, which is that committed sort of partnership, right? So that may be happening here in April, okay? And again, that may be you, that may be someone that you are connected with. I just feel this energy, and again, it feels like it's someone who has already sort of struggled with making decisions, having clarity. Again, I'm feeling this like flip-flopping kind of energy. It's like, yes, I want this. No, I don't. Yes, I do. No, I don't. You know, that kind of thing. In May, you are showing up, King of Swords. So as we know, this can be an air energy like yourself, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. You know, this is quite the opposite of that Two of Pentacles energy that I was just describing, right? So again, it's almost like you have maybe like a month or so of like struggling to sort of decide, and then it's almost like you have like sort of like an epiphany and you're like, oh, okay, that's what I'm going to do. Or again, this could be someone that you are connecting with as well. Okay, because the King of Pentacles, the King of Swords, very no nonsense, right? Very clear cut in terms of, you know, who and what and where and what, whatever, all those questions. You know, the King of Swords, they know the answer, right? They know the answer. They know what to choose. They know what to sort of disregard or cut out. Okay. I feel like a lot of this too, like, again, it feels like, and again, some of you may be sort of going to sort of outside support or counsel. Of course, you have, you know, your friends, your family who may be able to help you or impart their advice kind of thing. But I'm very strongly getting that, you know, whatever sort of choices or decisions are being made here or are needing to be made here, this clarity that's sort of being gained, it comes from within, right? So think about ways perhaps that you can cultivate that for yourself, right? And what are some things that you can sort of start doing now so that, you know, by the time that this energy rolls around, again, around May time, that you sort of have that strength of clarity and that fortitude of determination and decision making, okay? And that what that provides for you here with this Nine of Swords reverse is that, you know, that helps to alleviate sort of any anxiety, fear, or worry that you may be feeling. Again, Geminis, you're ruled by the mind space, right? So I am feeling like this is you, whether this is actually a decision that you're making, which it feels like it might be, or whether it's a decision that someone may be making about you. But either way, it's like, I feel like, I do feel like, even though we don't see it here, I do feel this energy of like a tower moment, okay? And that would be like more Scorpio energy, which is reflected here in the Death card, which we'll get to next. But I just feel like, you know, towers come in to sort of remove faulty foundations, right? You can see in the back of this card, it's like everything is sort of crumbling down, okay? And I feel like someone here, I feel like is gaining or has gained the clarity to sort of make decisions and perhaps, you know, remove certain things or certain people from their life in order to alleviate that type of energy, right? To sort of, again, remove those faulty foundations here. So I like seeing that card in the reverse, you know, of this row right here. I like seeing the Seven of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords reverse. The Two of Pentacles worries me a little bit, but again, you know, sometimes we have to sort of go through that energy of indecision in order to really figure out what it is that we want, and that's okay. So in July, you have the Death card reverse, okay? I do feel like, you know, I do feel a sort of like push-pull effect that maybe, and this may have been going on for a while, that someone is like trying to avoid a tower moment, trying to avoid the end of a situation. Again, I feel like you may be sort of disconnecting from possibly a water energy here. More specifically, I'm getting Pisces and Scorpio, okay? Less so Cancer. But yeah, I feel like someone may be trying to sort of, you know, avoid this, right? But again, I do feel like intuitively, you know, like on an intuitive level, right? It's almost like if your soul could talk to you here, it would be like, you know, I'm literally, has anyone seen that movie Soul? Because now I'm like seeing those little characters and I'm seeing like a little sort of like pep talk between a person and like their soul. It's just really cute, but almost like your soul would tell you like, you know, it feels kind of karmic, and it just feels like, you know, like whatever the situation, the relationship has sort of run its course, has really run its cycle. And again, there's like a newness that's being asked to be birthed here. For those of you who work with crystals, okay, especially if you feel like you may be dealing with some, you know, maybe deep soul ties or karmic connections, or, you know, deeply sort of subconscious kind of work, particularly around, again, like the heart chakra, the emotions. I'm just seeing a lot of like water energy. Okay, and water is obviously the next card coming up as well. You may benefit from, I do not make this recommendation lightly. So like if you are a new crystal user, do not go and use this crystal. There are other things that you can use to work your way up. But if you're more experienced and advanced, there's a stone called Hiddenite, okay, that you might be beneficial for you, okay? In September, you have the Princess of Cups. So again, more water energy here. I do feel like I just get this very strong past sort of connection, okay? A past life, maybe in which you sort of shared a partnership or a commitment with someone, okay? But I feel like in terms of this incarnation, there's a need to sort of hold back in terms of the emotional space. Again, whether this is you, whether this is someone that you are connecting with, more than likely it's both, right? And I do just feel this energy, like you see this ship here in the background, which I'm not normally drawn to in this card, but I'm basically seeing, you know, that sort of chariot energy as well as the Three of Wands, right? That one, like Three of Wands talks about the ships coming in, right? That you're moving towards your manifestations, though you need to have patience. And that's also a good reminder in terms of any healing work that may be going on. And with that chariot energy, again, it's like with this death card, it's almost like it's inevitable, like it's unavoidable, this distancing or this moving apart kind of energy. The next card you have in that was August, Princess of Cup. In September, you have the Five of Swords reverse. So I like seeing this card in reverse as well, okay? There's a little bit of a need to just kind of surrender here, right? Again, I do feel like this push-pull or like someone was sort of fighting against some type of ending. But again, it's almost like, you know, allowing sort of the other swords to fall away, which the swords could represent sort of ruminating thoughts or lots of back and forth kind of communication, right? And again, just sort of really, you know, grounding and centering one's thoughts, you know, not sort of being distracted by sort of outside communication, or especially I'm feeling like, you know, situations or relationships or people with whom, like, you know, how like may always devolve into like fights and arguments, like almost like, you know, I'm just not even going to involve myself in that type of in that type of energy, right? Really sort of just, again, surrendering to what the universe is calling to be let go here versus what's being called in, right? Because remember that you have that Ace of Pentacles, right? This is almost like something that is growing, that's being spurned, right? It's like a seed that's growing, but it's almost like, you know, imagine like a seed, again, that's sprouting, or like a plant that's sprouting, but it's in like a very toxic environment. It's not going to thrive, right? So it's almost like the divine is saying, like, you need to keep this protected and clear from any sort of, you know, negativity, toxicity, any sort of lower vibrational energies, okay? In October, notice how you have mirroring energy here, Five of Swords and the Five of Wands, both reverse. Similar kind of connotation here. And so this is coming in fall time, right? That there's very strongly this energy of like, kind of like letting bygones be bygones, being the bigger person, rising above, again, not engaging in sort of petty behavior or lower vibrational behavior, only because I feel like that would negatively impact whatever it is that you're working to manifest here. Okay, in November, you have the Prince of Wands, so fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I do feel like for some of you, again, this feels like it could be related to a child, right? Because the Prince, the pages can be sort of younger or nascent, or, you know, children, like energies. Again, possibly a fire energy here, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Could also be talking about possibly someone new that you are connecting with as well. Could be a younger energy too, okay, there with that Prince of Wands. And then finishing up the year, you have the Four of Pentacles. This could also be something new that you start here with the Prince of Wands. Maybe this is like a new job, you know, or again, sort of the new stages of like a family life or a new sort of home. I am getting this dynamic here where I am getting an emphasis like on an older, younger energy. So whether that's parent-child, whether that's more of like, you know, boss employee or something along those lines, that's coming up for you here in December. you know, a lot of your year, Gemini, it feels, which, you know, I feel like y'all kind of thrive in that energy, like not in an energy of instability, but it just, to me, it speaks to like how you're part of the nature of your sign, at least for me, is very spontaneous, right? And I feel like you're kind of still in that energy, and like that will always be sort of a core part of who you are. But it's almost like by the time we get to December of this year, there just feels to be a lot more stability and calmness in your home life. And again, for some of you, this could be related to sort of changing circumstances in relationships, in work. For some of you, this could be even like changing your home environment, okay? Let's clarify a few of these cards. Let's see. I'm using the holographic A.E. Waite tarot to clarify. So the first card will clarify. Look at that. 7 of Cups is showing up again. So you're either dealing with, you know, an abundance of options, okay? Or again, it's like an abundance sort of thoughts, feelings, and emotions that, I have to be honest, does feel a little bit overwhelming, okay? So again, however it is that you may be able to get that under control. I'm going to start with clarifying the High Priestess here. So clarify the High Priestess. Okay, so I see the Queen of Swords, okay? Notice how you have the King and the Queen of Swords. Again, I do feel like for some of you, this is about, you know, a disconnection that may be happening with a water energy in your life. Possibly another air energy as well. Could be someone who has both, okay? Clarify the Two of Pentacles. So for the Two of Pentacles, you got the Strength card. Again, more fire energy here, Leo specifically. I feel like it's almost like you know what decision that it is that you have to make, but it feels difficult. It feels hard to do. So the guidance here seems to be like, you know, tap into your inner reserves of strength, you know. Remember sort of the times in your life when you have been challenged and you've overcome, or when you've had to make difficult decisions, but they've ultimately been for your highest self and good. Clarify the Death card. That's too many. Hold on. That one flip. No. Clarify the Death card. So with the Death card, you have the Six of Swords. Notice again how you have mirroring energy here with the High Priestess and the Queen of Swords, and then the Death and the Six of Swords. Again, this is movement kind of energy. Remember I said I saw that, where did I see it? There in the page of, or the Princess of Cups rather. So again, moving on from a situation, moving from choppy to calm waters. Notice how the waves here really mirror and reflect the waves that we pointed out in the High Priestess card as well, okay? All right. Okay, so let's move into the Oracle guidance now. The first one's going to be a Numerology guidance card, and then we'll get a Spirit Animal Oracle. And close out the reading. Woo. One card flew, but the card we're going to take is number 63, Parenting. So let me read for this card. I'll also tell you which one it was that flew on the ground, but I'm not going to read for that one. So number 63, Parenting. This card indicates that you have a natural gift for parenting and working with children. Perhaps you have a child or children of your own, or soon will, right? Or maybe there are children within your extended family or circle of friends. Maybe you play the parental role within your relationships with others who tend to behave like children. Whatever the case may be, your ability to teach, nurture, and guide the next generation raises the vibration of the world. Every ounce of time, attention, love, and support you invest in a child pays dividends down the road. This is a time to honor and embrace the significant role you play in the life of a child, whether it is your own or that of a partner, neighbor, relative, client, or friend. Do not underestimate the importance of your unconditional love and guidance, because even a small gesture can have a massive impact on a child's life. The affirmation here says, I love and nurture children and make the world a brighter place. Let me just grab the card that fell. Look at that, manifestation, which reminds me of the Magician, which is your card. And for me, that feels like one, I feel like some of y'all are manifesting children and parenthood. But it's also just speaks to that overall Ace of Pentacles energy, right? Moving into, I just feel like very strongly like new beginnings for you, almost like you're birthing like a new life, kind of, you know. Obviously for some of you literally, but I also mean in terms of your own energy, okay? I just saw Antelope Spirit, life is speeding up, which I'm 99% sure came up in the Sagittarius reading, which I filmed yesterday. So if you're dealing with a Sag or you have Sagittarius in your chart, perhaps go check that out. Okay, and your animal spirit message, Dragonfly Spirit, truth transcends illusion. Remember, what is your Ace of Swords? What is your truth here, right? Number 22. It's Dragonfly Spirit. I love that. So we'll read for this card and then close out the reading. So number 22, Dragonfly Spirit, the Oracle message. Dragonfly Spirit is here to remind you of the wisdom and truth available at all times in the hidden realms. If that doesn't scream High Priestess energy, I don't know what does. But again, for some reason, it feels like you're disregarding it, okay? Just as a dragonfly catches your eye with its reflective wings and body, Dragonfly Spirit appears to tell you to pay attention to the truth beyond the illusion and recognize the insights that come seemingly out of nowhere, peeking through from behind the veil. In the realm of spirit, there is far more wisdom than you can perceive with your senses. And there is a deep knowing that you are not separate or alone, for a higher power recognizes you and loves you beyond measure. Fears dissipate as you realize you are embraced by the nurturing force that is everywhere, always in communication with you. Notice how that mirrors this King of Swords, right? That recognition, and that alleviates the fears, anxieties, and worries. So it says, alighting when you are preoccupied, Dragonfly Spirit offers this message. You exist in unity with all, including the protective spirits who share their wisdom, and you are being nudged along the path your soul needs to travel to have the experience it craves. I'm sorry, y'all, I had an alarm go off and it cut off the recording, so I'll have to stitch these together. But it says, love exists in many forms, and sometimes we overlook it when we don't recognize a particular form. Pay attention to the signs now. They remind you that each of us have inspired dreams seamlessly sewn into the fabric of the invisible world, and there's a great consciousness that exists in the seemingly empty spaces, guiding us on our journey. Open to the truth, letting the wisdom of the hidden realms inform you, providing insights your conscious mind overlooks. The protection message says, did you really think the world of the senses is all there is? From the hidden mystical realm, signs are being sent to you, but perhaps you have perceived separation and convinced yourself that you are on your own. Have you fallen into spiritual amnesia and forgotten your connection to a living, loving, and always supportive universe? If so, rub the sleep out of your eyes, for Dragonfly Spirit is here to remind you of all the love and support available to you in every moment. There is an organizing principle underlying the events you have experienced, and Dragonfly Spirit can help you see it and trust that Spirit has your back. Let go of the illusion of chaos and randomness. Love is here, so follow the signs that appear serendipitously. As you pay attention to the magic all around you, remember, you are the magician, you will know you are on the right track. I love that. So Geminis, again, this has been your 2020 year ahead. If the reading resonates, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. You can also donate to support this work. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so through my website. I do offer year ahead readings as one style of reading that I do. I also have a newsletter that you can subscribe to for free $99. And again, thank you so much for watching. I hope that this reading helps. Obviously, it's a general reading. It's not going to resonate with everyone, but regardless, I look forward to seeing you in the next reading. Take care. Bye.